Good news for the 49ers. Both George Kittle and Fred Warner back out at practice in the final session before San Francisco takes on Arizona here at Levi Stadium on Sunday. As you can see, a lot of energy from Fred Warner as he gives Nick Bosa his customary high five, and George Kittle also looked to be moving well with his rib injury. It's an ankle for Warner. Both players are officially listed as questionable, but I think you can gather from what we've seen here that both probably will play on Sunday for the 49ers against the Cardinals. It's going to be really, really hot here at Levi's. Forecast calls for 100 degrees. I just checked. The hottest game on record in Levi's Stadium history, 88 degrees. That was back in 2021 against the Seattle Seahawks. I believe that was Trey Lance's first extended career action. So this is probably going to shatter that. And for that reason, the 49ers requested to wear their all-white uniforms. But by NFL rule, you can't switch from a colored uniform to a road white uniform on the fly like that. You have to predetermine which color you're going to wear at the start of the year. So the 49ers instead, they are going to go to their 94 throwback uniforms, which is the red tops, but the white pants to at least get some of the cooling benefit of the white pants. They actually are going to wear the all whites at Seattle on Thursday. They had been pre-scheduled to wear those, but they hadn't been scheduled to wear the red tops and the white pants, which is the uniform in which they last won the Super Bowl to end the 1994 season. They weren't scheduled to wear those until the Cowboys game in Week 8 and the Lions game in Week 17. So those uniforms are going to be on the 49ers a little bit early, and they now have 3 scheduled instances of the red-white throwbacks. It's going to come on this Sunday against the Arizona Cardinals. The rest of the 49ers injury report, Yetur Gross-Matos, defensive lineman, and Demetrius Flanagan-Foles, the linebacker, both ruled out. Chris Conley is doubtful with his oblique injury, and obviously questionable for the 49ers, as I said, Warner and Kittle. On top of that, Jacob Cowing questionable with a shoulder injury. Isaac Yiadom, the cornerback, is questionable with a thigh injury. And Kalia Davis is questionable, but he has to be questionable until the 49ers officially activate him from injured reserve. I think that the plan is to activate him from IR and to give him a 53-man roster spot. That will happen tomorrow. So Davis will help that 49ers interior line rotation. And if there is no Cowing in this game, no Chris Conley in this game, those are obviously all possibilities. The 49ers might call up Trent Taylor from the practice squad to be an emergency punt returner for the 49ers. He obviously has the ability to do that and to do it cleanly. Taylor, no call-ups yet, so he still has 2 of those call-ups available. Remember, back in his first stint with the 49ers, Trent Taylor did not muff a single punt. In the locker room today, we talked to Trent Williams, and he said it might be hot on Sunday, but it's not going to compare to what he grew up in that state of Texas.
Heat this week compared to Longview, Texas.
No comparison at all.
Okay, so you're used to it.
Yeah, this is nothing.
Trent, Forrester was talking about later in your career, you've had to really, focus more on, health, but just,
Yeah.
because you've been somewhat, his words, like I'm a genetic freak, not that you haven't put work into what you've done and all this stuff, right? But he mentioned that Juice has maybe shared some things with you because he's Mr. Health.
Yeah.
Has he? Anything
Yeah,
you could share?
Juice, George, Christian, Nick. I lean to those guys a lot because, like Coach said, I never really thought about it prior to getting here. Yeah, I learned a few things from those guys, and I'm just trying to find out which ways I can keep my body fresh as long as possible.
I assume you don't scan barcodes with your phone app like Juice does to see if foods are.
No, I don't need. I don't. Not yet. I ain't like that yet.
Maybe when you're 39.
Maybe.
Right?
What's it like blocking for Jordan Mason?
It's a joy because he can run through arm tackles. He run hard, man. He run hard, and you just know it's gonna take a committee to bring him down. So, you just think of getting a guy like that to the second level to where, the smaller guys are, and typically gonna have a lot of success with a guy that runs like he does.
Does he remind you of anyone that you?
He reminds me. He reminds me of Marshawn Lynch a little bit. Yeah, so he got a little beast mode in him. You know. I think the number does, and the dreads puts you in mind. But when you look at just how hard he runs, his cuts, you know, and as big as Marshawn was, he had the feet of a ballerina. And you watch him out there making people miss in the open field, or he can run you over. I think it's the same thing, kind of amazing.
Has there been an instant yet where he's run up the back of you? Who was it? Was it Elijah Mitchell who did that a couple years ago?
Yeah. I mean, it happens. You know, obviously we get in their way sometimes, but you know, he's actually been pretty good with that. You would think, you know, he's just a bullhead
Right,
running
yeah.
in. So nah, he actually. I mean, not to me personally.
Yeah, you jinxed it.
Nah, I jinxed it. Watch it.
Well, only because you
Split
had
my back in
commented on Elijah and just his power because he had to run into you at one point. But
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it hurt if he ran at my back. I'm sure.
Some of the early numbers are interesting. His team's running more effectively to the right this year than in the past. Is that, you think, a testament to the Colton taking another stride as a run blocker, and maybe even Pooney on that side?
Yeah. Those guys can really run block. They're really physical, complement each other well. You know, our game is front side runs go backside and vice versa. So, you know, we don't really look at it like right to left. You know, a certain place to where the ball might start left, but it's a high possibility it's coming back to the right, and it might start right and come back left. And there's plays that are designed to go right and stay right. So yeah, I mean, I just think it's a testament to how on point those guys have been, especially in the run game, and you know, it's a testament to the scheme as well.
thanks,
All good, man.
Thank you.
Y'all